Okay, let's start our lesson. Today we have lesson number 18. The land of the free. То есть свободная земля. Земля свободы. The land of the free. Okay, grammar for today. Be, do, and have auxiliary and main verbs. Vocabulary, British and American English. Grammar. Be, do, and have auxiliary and main verbs. Do the quiz with a partner. How much do you know about the USA? Are these statements true or false? То есть правда либо ложь? The USA has more billionaires than any other country. In American English, the words color and center are spelled the same as in British English. No, it's not true. False. Over 90% of Americans don't own a passport. False. American men do an average of 15 minutes of housework each day. True. The world's first skyscraper was in New York. Yes. True. In 1950, 22% of adult Americans were single. Now the figure is about 50%. English has always been the official language of the USA. Texas used to be a part of Mexico. It didn't join the USA until the mid-19th century. The USA once had the world's biggest economy, but it was overtaken by China in 2014. In the USA, football is known as soccer. This is the name which the sport had originally been called in British public schools in the 1860s. So listen and check it. B.
Ten point one. 10.1.
True. The USA has around 600 billionaires. China has the second highest number, and Germany is third.
2.
False. Color is spelled without a U, and center is spelled T-E-R. About 200 common words are spelled differently in British and American English.
3.
False. According to a recent survey, the figure is about 40%.
4.
False. According to a recent survey, 77% of American men do no housework on any given day.
5.
False. The world's first skyscraper was in Chicago. It was finished in 1885, had 10 floors, and was 42 meters high.
6.
True. Despite the rise of online dating, about 50% of adult Americans are now single.
7.
False. There has never been an official language of the United States. However, the most commonly spoken language is American English. Spanish is the second most common language in the USA.
8.
True. Texas joined the USA in 1845, but left again in 1861 during the American Civil War. It rejoined the USA when the war had ended in 1865.
9.
False. The USA has been the world's biggest economy since records began.
10.
True. The name soccer was first used in the 19th century in British public schools. But when the sport started to be played by everyone, the name football took over. American football is a completely different sport.
Okay, we have listened this quiz about the USA and checked it. Look at the bold verbs in A with the partner circle, the ones which are auxiliary verbs. The USA has more billionaires. It's not auxiliary verb, it's the main verb. Second, are spelled. Yes, it is an auxiliary verb. Next, number 3. Don't own a passport. Yes, don't. It's an auxiliary verb. Was in New York. No, it's not auxiliary. It will be main verb. Were single. It's also the same. Has always been. Has its auxiliary verb. To be. It's infinitive. Didn't. It's auxiliary verb. 9. Had. No, it's not auxiliary. It will be main verb. And the last one, had. It's auxiliary verb. Next, grammar bank 150 page. Be, do, and have auxiliary and main verbs. Be, main verb, and auxiliary. Where's my bag? It's over there. I was very sensitive when I was a child. They haven't been here before. I'm sitting on the bus. They aren't coming to the party. I was cycling to work when I saw him. Were they waiting for you when you arrived? She has been learning Japanese for 2 years. They haven't been working here for very long. A new concert hall is being built. It will open next year. My car has been stolen. Давайте теперь рассмотрим по отдельности, да? We can use be as the main verb in a sentence. Where is my bag? Здесь у нас to be is. Это как главный глагол идет у нас обычный. It is over there. Be is also an auxiliary verb. I was very sensitive when I was a child. То есть здесь у нас и main, и также auxiliary verb. Second, I am sitting on the bus. We use am, is, are as auxiliaries in the present continuous. В настоящем длительном времени, когда мы говорим, что что-то происходит в данный момент, я сижу в автобусе, например. I'm sitting on the bus. То есть вы говорите I am sitting on the bus, am, to be. В данном случае будет auxiliary verb in the present continuous tense. Next, we use was, were as auxiliaries in the past continuous. То есть здесь вы уже используете was, were as auxiliary verb in the past continuous. В прошедшем длительном времени was, were. I was cycling to work when I saw him. Я ездил на велосипеде на работу, когда я увидел его. We use has been, have been as auxiliaries in the present perfect continuous. Sorry. She has been learning Japanese for 2 years. They haven't been working here for very long. A new concert hall is being built. It will open next year. Здесь у нас we use all tenses of be as auxiliaries in passives. Когда пассивный залог, вот видим, да, здесь пассивный залог. A new concert hall is being built. It will open next year. Новый концертный зал строится, то есть в данный момент. Present continuous passive. Кем-то строится и в данный момент. Is, to be обязательно being. Ставим обязательно и глагол в третьей форме. It will open next year. Она откроется на следующий год. My car has been stolen. Моя машина была сворована или украдена. Stolen, глагол в третьей форме. Has been, present perfect passive получается. Do, main verb and auxiliary. Where are you doing? What are you doing? Что вы делаете? Здесь будет оно main verb. It will be here a main verb. I did my homework last night. Also main verb. She doesn't speak English. They didn't go to the theater. Auxiliary verb. Where do they live? Did you enjoy the film? Auxiliary verb. We can use do as a main verb in a sentence, and we use do, don't, does, doesn't as auxiliaries in the present simple and did, didn't as auxiliaries in the past simple. Have main verb and auxiliary. I have two brothers and a sister. Auxiliary, main verb. He is having a shower at the moment. Also main verb. So what did you have for dinner? Also main verb. I have to be at the airport at 11 o'clock. I have to be. Have to, это у нас здесь должен быть модальный глагол. Main verb as a main verb. We had our computer repaired last week. Main verb in the second form. They have bought a new car. Have also. It's auxiliary verb. I haven't seen him recently. Also auxiliary verb. Has he ever been to Spain? I was sure I had seen him before. We were hungry because we hadn't had breakfast. Hadn't auxiliary verb. Had she tried to phone you before she arrived? Had то же самое у нас. Здесь auxiliary verb. Had she tried, потому что с него начинается. Present, past perfect tense. Next, complete the sentences with the correct form of the auxiliary verb be, do, or have. Does he like living in the UK? Or is he feeling homesick? Have you ever been to the USA? No, my husband. No, my husband. No, my husband doesn't like flying. То есть ему не нравится летать. Do you miss the beginning of the film? No, luckily, к счастью, нет. Yet это у нас present perfect, past perfect, keyword, ключевое слово, указатель, да? Значит, мы сюда ставим. It hasn't started yet. Оно еще не началось, да? Так, you miss. Здесь у нас, так как идет обычный глагол miss без третьей формы, значит, мы сюда ставим просто do. Do you miss the beginning of the film? Did you miss the beginning of the film? No, luckily it hasn't started yet. Оно еще не началось. К счастью. Нет, к счастью, оно еще не началось. It hasn't started yet. Next, does he know we are coming, or do we need to give him a ring? Знает ли он, что мы идем, или мы должны ему позвонить? Does he know we are coming, or do we need to give him a ring? I'm sorry, так, извиняюсь, I will answer the phone when didn't answer the phone when you called. Я не ответил на телефон, когда вы позвонили. But, или I couldn't answer the phone when you called, but I am having a meeting. But I was having a meeting. У меня была встреча. Так, next number 5. We often, часто. We don't often travel outside Europe, but we have been to Chile twice. Мы не путешествуем за пределами Европы так часто, но мы были уже дважды в Чили. Next, number 6. He has been working since 7 this morning, but now he has gone home. Number 7. Where is Melanie going on holiday this year? Rome. Это план уже, да? Запланировано to be going to. Where is Melanie going on holiday this year? В этом году. Present continuous for the future plans. Rome, I think. She has never been there before. Думаю, что в Рим, да? Потому что она никогда не была там до этого. They are in New York, but они в Нью-Йорке, but they didn't have much time for a sightseeing. They had only they were only staying for 2 days. Они там, то есть у них не было много времени для посмотреть достопримечательности, но они там оставались около 2 дней. But they were staying for 2 days. Так, next. Listening task, the land of the free. Перейдем к самой платформе, проделаем там задание. Listening, gut feel, what do you think? Так, is television good or bad? Что вы думаете, телевизор это хорошо или плохо? Loved it. Я любила это. My eyes were glued to the TV screen for hours and hours. Часами мог смотреть на телевизор, на экран телевизора. It was good at the time, but maybe это было хорошо в какое-то время. Так, listen to this audio.
Listenaminute.com. Television. What do you think? Is television good or bad? I loved it when I was a kid. My eyes were glued to the TV screen for hours and hours. I watched cartoons and other kids' shows non-stop. It was good at the time, but maybe I should have been outside playing or doing something more useful. There's a lot of rubbish on TV. There are so many programs that you watch just because you're too lazy to do something useful. A lot of people turn on the TV and sit in front of it all day or all night. What a waste of time. I think television programs are getting worse. Reality TV and celebrity chat shows are the worst. The only good things on TV nowadays is the news, live sport and comedy shows, plus an interesting documentary or two.
What do you think? Что вы думаете? Is television good or bad? Телевизор это хорошо или плохо? I loved it when I was a kid. Я любил это смотреть, да, телевизор, когда я был маленький, то есть детстве. My eyes were glued to the TV screen for hours and hours. Мои глаза были приклеены к телевизионному экрану часами. То есть могла сидеть там. I watched cartoons. Я смотрел мультики and the other kids shows non-stop. Я смотрел мультфильмы и другие также детские программы бесконечно. It was good at the time. Это было хорошо какое-то время, but maybe I should have been outside playing or doing something more useful. То есть, может, это было, конечно, хорошо, но, возможно, мне следовало играть или делать что-то еще более полезное, нежели смотря часами телевизор. There is a lot of rubbish on TV. Есть столько мусора в телевизоре, да, всяких различных программ бестолковых. There are so many programs that you watch just because you are too lazy to do something useful. Yes, right, I agree with this. Там столько множество программ, которые вы смотрите только по одной причине, что вы просто ничем не заняты, да? Вам нечего делать, и от бездельничества вы начинаете смотреть там телевизор, программы. A lot of people turn on the TV. Многие люди включают телевизор and sit in front of it all day or all night. Многие включают телевизор и сидят за ним весь день либо всю ночь. What a waste of time. Что за пустая трата времени. I think я думаю, что television programs are getting worse. Reality TV and celebrity chat shows are the worst. Думаю, что телевизионные программы, они все становятся с каждым днем все хуже и хуже. Реалити-программы, чат-шоу касаемо звезд, знаменитостей, самые худшие, наверное, программы. The only good things on TV nowadays is the news, live sport and comedy shows. Одна единственная хорошая вещь, это, наверное, на сегодняшний день новости. Живая передача, прямой эфир, спорт и комедий-шоу. Plus an interesting documentary too. Ну и также и документальные фильмы. Next task. Writing task. Здесь у нас, например, то же самое задание. What do you think is television is good or bad? Так, next task. 18.3 writing. Reading, sorry. Reading. Watch the video and learn the words. Давайте посмотрим видео.
If you use social media, I want to teach you some very useful words to know. Hey everyone, my name is Wes from interactiveenglishvideos.com, and the channel, it's all about helping you practice and improve your English skills. And we are also on different social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So hopefully you can find us there. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because today's lesson is all about helping you build your vocabulary, because I want to teach you some useful words that are all related to social media. So let's begin with our first word, which is engagement. Now, some of you may be thinking like, well, wait, engagement, that is talking about a promise to marry someone, which is true. That is also an engagement. But if we're talking about social media, it refers to any interaction that you have with the platform. So anytime you like something or dislike something, or you write a comment or you share something, that is considered engagement. Then we have the word meme. And the reason why I want to teach you this is because it's very popular on social media. And what it refers to is an image, or it could be a video that is typically humorous, and it is shared widely on social media. And there are all different types of memes out there. For example, you may see different cat memes. Cats are always those are always great memes. You can find memes that relate to popular TV shows or movies such as Game of Thrones, because who does not love finding the perfect avocado? Or, of course, there are memes that involve babies, because babies are just very cute, and it's just hilarious if they really thought these things. So there are many different types of memes that are out there, but if you see this picture with some kind of witty or humorous comment, then you know that is a meme. Then we have the word follower, and this is a noun because it's talking about a person who is tracking or following some other person, group, or maybe some organization on social media. And you would say that this person is a follower. And I think if people are on social media, sometimes they want to get many different followers. And you could also use it as a verb, to follow someone, in which case you are connecting with that person, group, or organization. To follow. Now, if you are following someone and then you decide to stop, then that brings me to my next word, which is to unfollow. Now, this is a verb, which means that you are no longer tracking or following a certain person, group, or organization. You're not following them on social media anymore, and you unfollow this person. So again, that is a verb, and for some reason, it's not used as a noun. There is not a person who you call an unfollower, all right? That does not exist. So keep that in mind. You can talk about a person who is a follower and they follow others, or if you want to stop, then you could unfollow that person. To unfollow someone is also a verb, but there's no unfollower. Next is a very common word, which is feed. So if somebody is talking about the feed, it refers to the page that updates regularly, and it's showing you the latest information that's on this platform. And typically when you go on to Facebook or Instagram, that's pretty much where you begin. You start at the feed, and people would use this word and talk about maybe they were scrolling through the feed and they were looking at different pictures or comments, or somebody could say something like, something just popped up on my feed and I thought it was very interesting. So if somebody's talking about the feed, they're referring to that page that updates regularly and it shows them the latest information. Then we have the word hashtag, which is basically just this symbol right here. And people use the hashtag with another word, or you could use it with a phrase, but there are no spaces. And it's used to describe just some topic, some general topic that if people want to search for information about this topic, they can use a hashtag plus the name of the topic, and then hopefully they'll find out the latest information that involves this topic. That is how people would use hashtags. So down below, you can see that I've included some hashtags in this video. Hashtag interactive English, hashtag vocabulary, hashtag perfect avocado, because again, who doesn't love the perfect avocado? Then we have the word fishing, and this is a very important word because it is a terrible thing. So notice the spelling. This is different from fishing with an F, in which you're trying to catch fish. However, the meaning is a little similar, because fishing, PH, you're trying to catch people. You're trying to catch them in some scam in which you pretend to be another person, or perhaps you pretend to be from some business, and you're trying to get information from others. You're trying to get their passwords, perhaps some secret information, because they want to steal from you. And that's what we call phishing. Mostly, I think people may be familiar with this word when talking about emails, because you receive some email that is basically a scam and they're trying to get you to give them some personal information. But this is happening more and more on social media. For example, somebody may say something and say, oh, congrats, you're a winner, and they want you to click on some link. Or maybe they write something in a comment and say that somebody has posted some crazy photo of you, and they include a link and they want you to click on it. And that's how it all starts. And they try to scam you, get your personal information. Phishing. Next is the word cyberbully. So this is a word that I think is becoming more and more common. And it's not a good thing, because it means that you are using the internet, specifically social media, in order to send hateful or harmful messages to others. And you're basically, you may be threatening other people, and you call that person a cyberbully. So instead of just, when most people think of a bully, they think of a bully at school. This is a bully on the internet, a cyberbully. Then we have the word handle. So this is talking about the name that someone is known by on social media. That is their handle. So for example, here's our social media right here. When we started using these platforms,